so good. I love season 4 so much. It's my favorite. My only, like, I don't necessarily want to say complaint or criticism, but like I was disappointed that the last episode was so much shorter, even though it's definitely packed. But I was kind of hoping, like maybe if we got 5 episodes instead of 4, I was kind of hoping that we would have seen the Delta a little bit. But, you know, then they're like, oh, it's like a 2-week trip or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I guess that can't happen. But I would have liked to have seen more of the Delta instead of them just like immediately blowing up the boat. Even though I love episode 3 so much. That whole end sequence, the minute you storm the boat. Oh, it's so good. But yeah, I would have liked to have seen more of the Delta, but that's really it. I wanted to see more of the war. Oh, man. How are we feeling, everyone? I'm so happy that she lived. She got everything. That's the best. I'm so glad that they really are like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna completely treatment her. Psych. Nope. And I can't believe that this season could have been so much different. The whole school plot almost didn't even happen. They were supposed to, like, originally, after AJ kills Marlon, they were on the road and they weren't going back to the school and they were going to meet, like, a new group every episode. And I was so glad they didn't do that for multiple reasons. One, because Telltale isn't known for writing good characters that aren't around for very long. They usually get shafted because they're not around for very long. And it was going to end with Clementine returning back home, like to her house, which I also didn't like because it's like, all right, I get the sentimental value, but, you know, it's in a city, so that's dangerous. There's probably not a lot of supplies left. The school ending, the whole school plot line is so perfect. She's got a home that's protected and safe, that she's leading now, with a bunch of kids that love and respect her. She's got a found family. She's done running, but she's still, like, you know, in charge. And co-leaders, again, her and Violet. Co-leaders, power couple. I love that so much. Leading the school together. Oh. So I'm very happy with what we got this season. And I still can't believe we almost didn't get this whole thing. I still cannot believe Telltale went under right in the middle. Yeah, I'm glad you could watch. I had so much fun streaming this. I really do enjoy the series. Season 2 and 3 are a little mid, but like I said, Season 4 makes every low point worth it. I've listened to some of the commentary. I didn't have a lot of time, so I like just listened to like certain parts. I just kind of skimmed through it, especially because they only did the commentary for like the first, not even like the entire first episode. It was like part of the first episode and then the last episode, so that was a little disappointing. I was hoping it was like for every episode. Oh my god, it is so hot in here. But yeah, so yeah. And again, the symbolism of her losing her leg. She's not on the road anymore. This is her home. She's done running. Oh, I love it so much. I love it so much. Literally, I couldn't have asked for a better ending. Because I'm glad that they pulled on our heartstrings a little bit there. They teased us there. We're gonna kill her. We're gonna kill her. But I knew they wouldn't be able to do it, and I'm so glad they didn't. Oh my god, the relief I felt, oh my god, when she shows up again. I, like, wasn't breathing. And then she appears, and, like, all of the life came back into my body. Oh my god. But yeah, so now that we've finished episode 4, you see what I mean about how the Violet route is narratively satisfying with the 10 stuff and the mini stuff. I just feel like it's not as satisfying with Lewis because he didn't have that relationship with Minnie or 10. So it's very satisfying. Plus, you get to romance her. It's a girlfriend. Literally, it's the best. It's the best. It's really good. And, yeah, with the Vi route, letting her get taken, someone was asking about that earlier. If you let her get taken, when you come up on her in episode 3, she's pissed. She's not injured, but she's emotionally injured. She's pissed for Clem abandoning her. She was like, I saw you let them take me, and that hurt a lot. I only once watched the what would happen if you let her get taken scene just to see what happened, and then it hurt me so much. I just felt like I got stabbed by like 1,000 knives. I could never watch it again. It hurt me so much. And then she attacks her and they fight, and Violet and Minnie fight Clem. I hate it so much. It hurts me so much. Even though the Lewis thing is sad, it doesn't hurt as much as the Violet thing, because the Lewis thing, like him losing his tongue, is more between him and Lily. But Violet being in the state that she's in is between her and Clem. Like, that's Clem's fault. So it hits a lot deeper. And then in episode 4, she gets maimed because she stays behind with Minnie. And then the bomb goes off, and Minnie leaves her, and Violet is blinded, which sucks. Like, if I had to choose between losing my tongue or losing my eyesight, tongue every time. No hesitation, no question. I need to be able to see, especially in the apocalypse. Like, that's what's so sad, because Violet hates relying on people, right? So if she loses her sight, she's forced to rely on people, and she can't protect herself anymore. I think they say that, or she says, that she can, like, see vague shapes and colors, but, like, that's it. That sucks. So she's not fighting anymore. And that sucks. I could never let that happen to her. Even to metagame. I don't want to kill Lewis. Again, the 10 arc, 10 is written to die, unfortunately. And it's so sad. They didn't do it right, where, like, depending on how you played, Violet could leave the school. They didn't actually end up doing that right, but they were thinking about her leaving the school. So sad. Oh, I'm so glad they didn't do it. And then Violet's reaction to AJ shooting 10. Voice acting top notch. That was the line that I thought that she should have won an award for. Even though I really like her voice acting when they're locked up in the 3rd episode at the end. I thought she was doing a really good job there. But specifically that bridge scene where she's like crying over 10 and screaming at AJ. Like, oh my god. I was like, where's her award? But, you know, the way she reacted to that was how I wanted Lewis to react to Marlon's death in episode 2. Like, she gets angry, as she should be, and then AJ's like, I did it for you. And I'm like, AJ, do not say that right now. Do not put this on her. But then you talk to her later as AJ, and you're like, I thought you were still mad at me. She's like, is it okay if I'm mad for a little while? But she's still nice to him because he's a fucking baby. You know? Like, her head was on her shoulders for that. That's the kind of reaction I expect towards a 6-year-old. Thank you. I love this season so much. And I know some people don't 100% agree with Lily's characterization in this season, but I can see it. Like, you see hints of it in season 1, where, you know, like Kenny, she liked the power a little bit. You know, they were always fighting with each other over what was right. I forget what it was specifically, aside from the Carly thing, where I was like, yeah, that I can see how this leads to season 4. I did mention it in season 1, but I didn't specifically say that it related to season 4. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see this. Yeah, I liked Lily's evolution because now she's got that leadership position that she wanted, where she's unquestioned, military, which they also, in season 1, she worked for the military, so that makes sense. I did like Lily this season, and it was nice to see a familiar face. I was a little disappointed that Krista didn't show up, but I was glad that someone showed up that we recognized. That was good. Especially because, you know, the Lee stuff. I knew Lee better than you. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't. Liar. But yeah, I thought Lily was characterized pretty well. Again, it's just like an evolution of who she was in season 1. That power kind of got to her, and she really cracked down on that military stuff. And, you know, she was talking about her dad and what a shithead he was. Examples, teaching by example. Man, I love season 4. Yeah, having this whole cast of kids, such a refreshing season, such a refreshing cast. Like, you know, up until this point, most of the adults we've dealt with are selfish and lazy and stupid and relying on children to do things for them. So this little community of not just kids, but troubled kids, like they were at this boarding school because they were traumatized and had their own problems. I love that. And it's a great setup for Clem. I just think it's such a great spot for her and AJ. Like, I really can't imagine a better spot for them. Really? There's a Lily in the comics that's supposed to be Game Lily? I thought they had kept the games out of the comics. I know that they brought some of the comics into the games, but I thought they kept the games out of the comics. I didn't know that about Lily. But yeah, the school is just so perfect for Clem. Man, have I said everything I want to say? Because there's so much to say. I did mention my problem with the flashback, that I feel like it could have been way more traumatizing. Because, again, just season 1 alone, the dairy farm alone. No, I know they're the same universe. I just thought that they were keeping the characters out of the comics from the games. Up until now, like, they finally brought Clem in. People have been begging for that for years. But, because the game is so far ahead of the comics timeline. Like, this season 4 takes place in, like, 2011. But I know they're not that far in the comics. I just don't know what year they are in the comics. But I know season 4 of the Walking Dead game is the furthest into the Walking Dead universe. Yeah, I was talking about the flashback. Like, you know, the dairy farm alone from season 1, I feel is a more traumatizing experience for Clem than that flashback sequence that happens in this episode, let alone everything else that's happened to her up until this point. So I just think it really comes down to her feeling like, you know, guilty, blaming herself for AJ's trauma. Which I don't, you know, 100% agree with. Like, there are other things that have traumatized him up until that point, but she didn't help. It was definitely a bad moment for him, and you can see on her face that she's realizing, you know, what she's done. The extent that she has gone to get her kid back. Which, he's her kid, okay? I don't know who Glasses Lady was, but Clem is his mom, okay? And he remembered her too, so. Yeah. Yeah, I was hoping, or at least expecting, that the drawing AJ made in the first episode, the me protecting Clem, and it looks like they're on a ranch with the fencing up and the little house. I thought that was going to be foreshadowing to what the flashback was about, because having to rely on literally like an infant, because again he's like 3, to protect you in a situation where you are vulnerable, that's traumatizing. I rewrote something that I think works pretty well. I wrote it a while ago. I sketched it out, but I never finished it. Like, I never digitized it. But I like it. And I think it connects pretty well to the themes this season. And the whole, like, you know, AJ learning to chill out a little bit. And not be so survival all the time. Yeah, I think it would have been nice if Clem and Lily could have talked a little bit more. Like, they kind of got that scene in the woods when they first run into each other, but they don't really get to talk. Yeah, I guess his drawing is kind of foreshadowing the last episode Barn, kind of. Yeah, I guess, yeah. Yeah, I could see that. But what threw me off was that, you know, I was expecting a ranch the whole time. You know, they kept saying ranch. Even in season 3, they said it was a ranch. And then you get there in the flashback, and it's Fort McCarroll, and it's like an entire community. And I'm like, this isn't a ranch. You lied to me. But I do think that was, if not the beginning, you know, around the beginning of the war that the Delta is a part of, that Richmond is a part of. Because Eddie, apparently, was talking about, like, you know, the war or whatever. And, you know, something's happening. Again, I wish we could have, like, you know, found out more about what the hell was happening. I am tentatively excited. I'm excited, but I'm afraid, because season 4 is so fucking perfect. I think it ends so beautifully. I love it so much. So I'm very afraid that they're gonna fuck it up somehow. Like, those first 2 pages have me a little nervous. And the cover art has me nervous too. Like, you know, her whole thing is that she's not on the road anymore, okay? Yeah, it is the one fear. No fear. One fear. You know, the whole thing is that this is her home now. Yeah, again, it better be good because it's canon. But this is where I'm confused, because they said it's canon, but then they didn't elaborate. Is it canon to the comics? Because yes, I know that they are intentionally bringing her into the Walking Dead comic universe. That's what this is supposed to be. But is it canon to the game? Can I create this loophole for myself? If I don't like it, can I create this loophole? Because I'm afraid. I have so much fear. The 2 covers and the first 2 pages have got me feeling a kind of way, and it's not good. Like, the school, it's rebuilt, it's fortified, but no one is around. Clem is up early, like, it's sunrise. You can see as she's, like, slowly waking up and leaving that the sun is rising. So she's up early on her own. I think you can see AJ in the bed across from her in the second panel. I'm hoping it's AJ. It's probably AJ. It's just like they drew his hair funny. But, you know, she just, like, goes straight outside and then shuts the door behind her and walks away. And I'm like, where are you going? Come back. Clem, what are you doing? What happened to Don't Go Alone? She doesn't even take Rosie with her. But I love that you can see Like, they're doing laundry, they've gathered food, there's like oranges there, water, I'm assuming water, there's something in jugs. Even Disco Broccoli is there with all tied up in the blankets. There's some books that someone's been reading. Her peg leg looks very flimsy though. I'm not a fan of it. I like the one I designed better. I like specifically was like, okay, we gotta design something that looks sturdy and it can last and is comfortable because it's gotta be comfortable. But yeah, it looks very flimsy, so that made me. But I'm afraid. I'm like, where are you going? I do wonder if we're gonna see those caravan people. I wonder if they're like survivors from the war that's happening, you know? Like they've escaped and they're just trying to get away. But I don't know how I would feel if they brought any adults into the school. I like that it's the kids and that Clem has got that leadership position. She's also still has her crutches, which, like, I'm trying to like piece out how far, like how long it's been since the end of season 4 in the new comic. Because the whole point of having a prosthesis is that you don't want to use your crutches. Like, you know, you might still need a cane or something. Which is why I also gave her a walking stick. But, like, you can fuck yourself up if you use crutches for too long. So she will need to get rid of those eventually. But, yeah. I'm afraid. It's weirdly peaceful. Those first 2 pages are weirdly peaceful with, like, it's quiet. The sun is rising. She looks like she's got a calm little smile on her face. But why are you walking away on your own? I'm so afraid. Clementine, get back in the school right now. This instant, young lady. Where are you going? I'm so afraid. Especially, like, it's only 1 issue. It's not longer than 1 issue. So there's not really much they can do, you know? That's why I'm just hoping that she's going for a morning walk. Maybe she's gonna go, like, check some defenses, and then she's gonna come back, and everyone's waiting for her to have breakfast together. And they have to be vague, because I doubt they're gonna, like, confirm any, like, romances or friendships or whatever. But my question is, someone has to be dead out of Lewis, Violet, or Ten. So who's it gonna be? Someone has to be dead. Even though in my perfect ending, all 3 of them live. But one of them has to be dead. I'm gonna assume it's 10, just because they really wrote him up to die. But I'm afraid. Again, fear. the fear is real. I'm afraid. But I hope it's, like, peaceful, and that they're, like, purposefully making it something peaceful to, like, counter how, like, gruesome the comics are. Even though, you know, this game is pretty gruesome, too. But, Season 4, I love you so much. Yeah. So who knows? I really don't know what to expect. But, apparently, Robert Kirkman, the writer, you know, creator of the Walking Dead franchise, is a Valentine fan. He does like Violet. So, I'm hoping that if they confirm anything, it's that. That makes me very happy. I found that out recently, that Kirkman liked Valentine. Yeah, there was like an AMA. Yeah, he said that he was Team Violet. I wonder if I can find it. Let me see if I can look it up. I looked up, like, Robert Kirkman Valentine, but it wasn't one of the first things to come up. Was it this? See if I can find it again. I don't know if I can find it again. But I read Team Violet Yeah. Hang on. God damn it. Was it this? Yeah, okay. Was it this one? Oh, maybe it's not this one. I remember reading Team Violet. I gotta take my glasses off. Oh. Yeah, it's hard to find. There's a lot of caps, but see if you can find it. Because again, I did find it. I'm surprised I can't find it again. But yeah. I was trying to find it again for myself. I should have saved it. But I didn't. But yeah. And Melissa Hutchinson is also a Violet fan, so. Not to be like that person, but it does make me happy. Narratively, Violet just makes so much sense. Lewis is great. Like, you know, they did give Clem, like, the ultimate bisexual choice. You know, goofy guy who means well, and mean girl who can kick your ass, but has a, you know, a soft center. The ultimate bisexual choice, so they nailed that. But yeah, Violet, no fucking question. For so many reasons that I've already explained throughout this playthrough. But yeah. Okay, I think I've said everything. I'll see if I can find that, Oh yeah, I also wanted to say, I really wish James came back. I'm actually kind of hoping he shows up in the comic. Because I really wanted him, I was expecting him, at least, to come back since I talked him down. But he doesn't show up at the end of the episode. It makes me sad. Because, you know, James, you're a bit of a weirdo, but I like you. You're cool. You're alright. You mean well. And I was sad to not see him show up. So I'm kind of hoping he shows up in the comic. Even though, again, you know, it ties into the what are they going to canonize? Because James could be dead, depending on your choices. Man, oh, I've got so many questions and so many fears. I'm so afraid. I'm so afraid. But time will tell. Oh, I'm so nervous. But I'm glad we're going to get to see Clem again. I don't think they're going to hurt her. I'm afraid they will. But I don't think they will. I wonder if Kent Muddle or any of the writers from the games, like at least from the 4th season, have any influence on this, or if it's like just Kirkman. Because if it's just Kirkman, then I really don't know what to expect. Because I don't know his writing style all that well. Aside from the fact that it's pretty brutal. Like, I just watched Invincible. It was fine. I liked Invincible. It was kind of run-of-the-mill superhero story. Even down to some of the characters, which just felt like... I'm assuming it was intentional, but they were supposed to feel like knockoffs from other superheroes. But I did roll my eyes at it a little bit. But it wasn't bad. I'm looking forward to season 2. So yeah, I don't know what to expect if it's just Kirkman. Yeah, exactly. I'm very afraid about the comic book. And you know that if they canonize certain things, people are going to get really fucking mad. So... that's what happens when you've got diehard fans. So I'm assuming they're going to have to keep it vague. But that just means I don't know what to expect. And I'm afraid. Just don't hurt her or anyone else at the school. I would like to see, like, a few years into the future when they're all, like, a little bit older. I want to see them, like, you know, really settle into their lives at the school, you know? I would like to see that. But based on, you know, what we've seen so far, it looks like it's maybe a year in the future. Because they've had time to build up the defenses in the school. But, you know, she's still got her crutches. Again, if that's AJ in the bed, he still looks tiny. So I don't know what to expect. I would like to see, like, I would be okay with that. Some AJ content. I don't know what exactly I would want from that, but I think it could be done. I wonder if they'll ever bring them. Well, the show is ending, right? I was gonna say, I wonder if they'll ever bring them into the show, or even just the comic in a like more casual way, like the way I wanted them to appear in non-Telltale game media would be for, like, you know, whoever the survivor group is that we're following in whatever media we're in, to like come across them in the woods, and it's like there's this fucking kid leading a bunch of kids in the middle of the woods, and they got this scary ass dog. Like, you know, again, like a single issue kind of thing, where it doesn't necessarily follow them, but people just run into them. I would like to see that. I love season 4. I love the cast so much. So I'm glad we'll get to see them again, but do not fuck this up. Do not fuck this up, Kirkman and Skybound, I swear to God. I will erase it from my memory and it will not exist. And they have to know this. They have to know that they are treading on some thin ice doing this. Especially because people have been begging for Clem to join the comics for years. Years! So, I think they know what's at stake here. So I'm hoping it's just like, basically like a little slice of life. little single issue. Just checking up on them, seeing what they're up to. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm assuming it'll, like, if they show Lewis and Violet at all, that'll just be casual. Yeah, exactly. I'll kill you. Exactly. I'm so afraid, but I'm excited because I miss my girl. You know, playing the end of this. You know, I miss her so much. I love them. Yeah, again, I don't know what to expect. Are they gonna kill 10 or not? Who's gonna be alive? Who's gonna be dead? Yeah, I was afraid that dream sequence with Lee, when he's like, you know, come talk to me again when you've gotten them out safe. I was so afraid that it was alluding to her dying and they were gonna like meet up again in like the afterlife and talk again. I was so afraid, especially when it cut to black. Oh my God, I was so afraid she was dead. Like when it pulled back from the gates and the music started getting louder, I really thought they were about to cut to credits. I was like, don't you fucking do it, I swear to God. And then it didn't, and I just like, oh my God. Yeah. I love this season so much. I am glad that they did the she got bit thing again, because I love when stories make you like as sad as you can possibly be, the lowest possible point that you can be at emotionally, and for the characters just to be like, psych, happy ending, bitch. That's my favorite kind of writing, because that emotional roller coaster, you know, when you're really sad, those highs are so much higher. Yeah, like her losing the leg is sad, but the symbolism is nice. She's done running. She's home forever. So don't fuck it up, Skybound. Don't, please, I'm begging. On my hands and knees. It's literally the perfect ending. I love it so much. Season 4 is just, it's really so good. And it was after The Last of Us Part 2 came out, and I was pissed as hell about how that game was written and how they treated Ellie. They couldn't even commit to her complete downfall as a villain. I sectioned myself off from any zombie media for like at least 6 months. And then I finally played Season 4 again, and I cried just as hard as I cried when I played it that first night that it dropped, because it was my copium. It made all those bad feelings go away after playing Last of Us Part 2. Last of Us Part 2 made me dissociate for a week. I am literally not even kidding. I felt so emotionally manipulated and depressed after playing that game that I was literally just like out of my body for a complete week. It was such an awful feeling. I was so mad at it. So bad. So mad. But then I played this game again, and I was like, wow. This is the best thing ever. Clem got the ending that Ellie threw away. A home, safe, with her girlfriend and her son. Ellie threw that shit away, and Clem was like, I'll take that, thanks. Clem was treated with respect. This season is so good. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Did I beat the game, or did the game beat me? This one beat me. But in a good way. It was satisfying. Like, oh, it was satisfying. Last of Us Part 2 was not satisfying. But this was satisfying. Take note, Naughty Dog. I'm so happy. It's so good. Yes, killing Lee was such a brave thing to do, especially back in 2012. Like, you know, people lost their minds about that when when the season ended and they killed off the player character. I remember the collective heads exploding. It was such a brave thing to do, but it was, they fucking did it. Like, they nailed it. It was really well done. And then torch gets passed to Clem, which is why season 3 disappoints me, because it makes Clem feel like a side character in her own story. Even though I love Javi. I think he's great and he's hilarious. But I wish Clem still remained the player character season 3. You could have kept everything else the same, just make Clem the player character. And maybe, like, play Javi in certain flashbacks, like how they have it set up currently with Javi and Clem. Just, like, switch it around so you play as Clem more. Because even though I liked Javi, I liked him a lot. He was a great character. Whenever Clem wasn't around, I just, like, half of my brain checked out. And then Clem would show up again. I'm like, hey, okay, I'm back. Yeah. In my opinion, season 2 is the weakest. I think season 3 is fun. It's not amazing, but it's fun. Campy. Javi's funny. But, again, whenever Clem's not around, I'm just like, what's happening? Yeah, 2 sucks. And it's really just because of the cast. I mean, aside from the fact that the last 2 episodes feel kind of weird, especially the last episode. Like, you can tell it went through rewrites. But the cast was so weak, season 2. And they were so frustrating because they were always relying on Clem to do everything, which I talked about when we played season 2. Like, you have to have the player character have agency, like, be able to do stuff. So from a gameplay standpoint, it makes sense that they're always like, Clem, go do this, go do that. But from a narrative standpoint, it's like, stop telling this 11-year-old to, like, go do everything for you. What are you doing? They needed more sections, like with the barn, where the adults think they're doing what's best, but Clem has to defy them because they're stupid. Yeah, the season 3 characters were also pretty weak too. Yeah. Yeah, again, season 3 was so stupid it's fun, and season 2 was just like fucking sad. It's just like, how sad and awful can we make people feel? Which isn't always bad, but it was messy, and so it wasn't satisfying. Yeah, I remember catching up on the seasons. Because I was only around for like the first half of season 1, and then I kind of checked out. I didn't finish it. I just saw the aftermath. But when I went through and caught up on all of it, I jumped straight from season 1 into season 2. And I was like, God, I didn't think I could feel any worse. That gave me that kind of a dissociative depression. Not as bad as The Last of Us Part 2 did, but it was there. I remember feeling a certain way, and I was like 15. It was rough. Season 3. Yeah, the 2 and 3 are frustrating in their own ways. That's why I love season 1 and 4 the most easily. I just kind of like get through 2 and 3 because they're there and, you know, they set up plot. You know, you get AJ story season 2, and then where is AJ season 3? I think 10's better than Ben, easily. I loved 10. Ben was frustrating. The amount of times he got Clem in danger. That pissed me off. Oh, in usefulness. Yeah. Yeah, I guess, yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like, Gabe tried too, but the problem with Gabe when he was trying was that he was always trying to prove himself as, like, you know, I'm a man now. But he just kept fucking everything up. Like, put the gun down, Gabe. I'm just arguing with Conrad. He's not gonna kill me. We're having a conversation on the side of the road. Put your gun down. Yeah, I don't understand him going off with David. I think I talked about that when we played season 3 too. It makes no sense because he's like, you suck, Dad. I look up to Javi now. Okay, Dad, I'm gonna go with you. You're my dad. Like, I didn't get it. So, it's rough. Unfortunately, you're at the end of the stream. We're just discussing our feelings and thoughts. But I do want to stream more games. I do. Like I said, I plan on streaming Horizon Zero Dawn because I love that game. That's one of my favorite games. But I don't know what else to stream. I've got a lot of games. But I don't know what you guys might want to see. So, you know, I'm open to recommendations. But, yeah, Eleanor betraying them really, it felt so out of place. And wasn't, like, originally in the original draft, wasn't Eleanor supposed to be, like, what's her name? I forget her name because I hated her. Joan? Wasn't she supposed to be Joan's daughter? Yeah, I mean, like, I technically grew up with it. It came out when I was, like, 14. So, you know, a baby teen. Just old enough to really be allowed to, like, start getting into stuff like this. So, I did kind of grow up with it. And I related to Clem a lot due to my own history. I was also a kid on my own for the most part, looking out for myself, surrounded by a lot of adults who didn't really know what they were doing. So I related to her a lot. So I'm so glad she got the happy ending that she deserved. It was very cathartic. Yeah, the Clem and Gabe stuff was... Ugh, I talked about that season 3. I do have, I bought Wolf Among Us. I've never played that myself. I've watched some playthroughs, but I have not played it myself. So maybe I will. It was on sale for like $4, so I'm like, yeah, I'll grab that. Wolf Among Us is good, and we are getting a sequel to that. I don't know when, but I know officially we are getting a sequel to The Wolf Among Us, which is awesome because I liked Wolf. It actually made me want to get into the Fables comics, but when I looked into it, people were saying that it like started to devolve a lot and the ending was like extremely disappointing. So I don't think I'm gonna get into that. But I should give the Walking Dead comics a shot, I think. I like The Walking Dead. I like the games a lot. I couldn't get into the TV show. Season 1 was really slow for me. And then I got to season 2 and I'm like, okay, I don't know what the fuck is happening because I did not pay attention to season 1. And then I gave up trying to get into the show. And then, you know, recently, within the last year or so, they've started killing off characters and stuff that people like, characters that I liked, even though I didn't even watch the show. So, probably not gonna get into that. Let's see here. Among the Sleep. Was that... Hang on. Among the Sleep. I do want to play Little Nightmares. Again, I watch a lot of people play games, even though I like to play games myself. I kind of like watch people play them as like a review to see if it's something that I want to get. Yeah, okay, I was right. The Among the Sleep one was the one with the baby. I remember that. It's old. Actually, how old is that, actually? Feels like it came out forever ago. Let's see what else. Yeah, this season is my favorite season by, like, miles and leagues. Season 1 is good, but the season's really tight, and the cast is just beautiful. There wasn't anyone I was frustrated with. Even Abel, like, you know, as a villain, he's like, you know, you get to fuck him up a lot, so that's fun. You get to destroy him. So let's see. Maybe I'll do Life is Strange. But if I did, I would just do the first season because I didn't like the other ones. I liked the first season because I was really into the mystery and the time mechanic. I thought that was interesting. I liked how they handled that. But I did not like the other seasons, which is unfortunate. I'm always sad when I don't like things. You know, I want to like things. You know, I don't go out of my way to hate stuff. But I'm critical. I feel like I'm fairly critical. Like, you know, I'm not unfairly critical. I try not to be unfairly critical. You know, I want things to be good, you know? And you can't get better without recognizing your flaws, so. Let's see, what else? Yeah, did I mention Little Nightmares? I might do that one, too. I like the Little Nightmares series. I haven't played them myself, but they're really good, and the art style and direction is really good for those games. Let's see, scrolling back through the chat, catching up. Yeah, the kids were very well written this season. You know, they've had trouble writing kids in the past. Just like they've had trouble writing like good characters in the past, let's be honest. Again, looking at you season 2 and season 3. But this cast is so good. I loved everyone. Easily. Even I almost really want to say I loved Minnie, but I liked her. She was an interesting character. As a character, I liked her. I don't necessarily want to call it an arc. She didn't really have an arc. She's a villain. But again, you know, the stuff with Sophie. She killed her twin sister. I love that story when they do that, like, reveal. And everyone's like, oh my god, what the fuck? Same. I love that. I love episode 3 so much. Episode 3 is my favorite. The boat stuff is really good. Do I think Carlos is a fake doctor? I don't know if he was a fake doctor, but I do agree with the theory that he just didn't want to help Clem at all with her wound, because when you talk to Sarah later, she says that they're really low on supplies and Carlos is trying to restock. So that lends credence to him not wanting to help her at all, which is really shitty. Like, that's a kid, man. Fucking 11 years old, man. You're not gonna help this. You're gonna let this kid die in a fucking shed? Rude. Some kind of dad and doctor you are. Yeah, yeah. The human bite versus dog bite. Yeah, again. I could see him still being a doctor, but I think I definitely lean more into the he just didn't want to help her camp. Which is cold. That's cold. But I can see that. Especially because the way he treats Clem through a lot of the season. Like, there's only once when he's like, I don't think she should go with you, Luke, because she's a child. And that's when Clem can be like, you're not my dad, Carlos. But, yeah. Yes, I think he was a doctor. I don't think he wanted to help her. Yes, the TV show was very boring. I don't know if it got any better. Maybe I don't know, maybe I could play Michonne. I do have Michonne, because she came with the definitive edition. And, surprisingly, I'm trying to think, I don't think Michonne had many graphical or audio bugs, now that I'm thinking about it. Because the definitive edition is borked. It's messed up. It is bad. Each season is worse than the last. Season 4 is like broken. So that's why I did the separate playthrough here. But maybe I'll even do Michonne. Because I liked Michonne as a character a lot. I just thought the plot was kind of weak. You know, it kind of suffered from a season 2 treatment where I just like, I don't know, I was kind of annoyed by everyone. Comics are better than the show. Yeah, I've heard people like say that there's like, you know, some misogyny and stuff in the comics. But I'm not sure how bad it is. Abel was a good conflicted villain for me. Yeah, I did feel bad for Abel at the beginning of episode 3. It's why I mercy kill him. And he gave us the information we wanted. I mean, I had to scare him for it, but he gave it to us. Yeah, I felt bad. Like, we destroyed him, okay? I'll mercy kill you, man. Destroyed. It is funny, though, if you let him turn, like, you know how we saw him dead against the tree at the end there at that final walk with AJ, his zombified corpse will be there instead. And he's like, bleh. Yeah, the first episode of the season, every episode, it's like every episode was better than the last this season. Episode 1, like, you know, aside from the intro with the car crash and everything, it really, like, tones down. You, like, slowly get to meet everyone. And it's like, wow, this is a nice place. I could see myself staying here. You know, Clem's got friends her age. AJ has friends his age. They're in the middle of the woods. It's safe. And then, you know, the reveal that Marlon let the twins get taken. They're not dead. He kills Brody. AJ kills Marlon. The ending of episode 1 is so good. I remember seeing that and being like, oh my god, I need episode 2 to come out right now. And then episode 2 was good and everyone gets taken. It's like, gotta go get our friends back. I love episode 3. Because we just keep amping up. And then episode 4 is so good. Even though it's short. I'm so sad it's short. I do wish we could have seen what the season would have been like in a better environment. Since, you know, Telltale went under in the middle of it. I do wonder if it had the time and budget that the other seasons got. That, you know, kind of wanted to see some of the war. I wanted to see some of the war. I wanted to see some of the Delta. But you don't. So that feels a little cut short to me. But other than that, perfect. Yeah. Marlon was a good character. I liked Marlon. Again, I like, you know, I don't even necessarily want to say Marlon was morally gray. Because he wasn't really morally gray. He was trying to do the right thing. Didn't always make the best choices. But he had good intentions, right? So, and in the end he was a scared kid. So I felt bad for him. I liked him. It sucks AJ killed him. Yeah, I'll look into Little Nightmares. I need to pick those games up anyway, because I do like them a lot, but I don't have any of them. And I haven't seen the first one in a long time, so I probably wouldn't even really remember much. I just remember the ending, because it's a pretty intense ending. But yeah, especially, are we even getting more Little Nightmares? I feel like the one that just came out sets up, unless it's supposed to be like a prequel to the first one, which it might be. I'm kind of confused on the timeline. But yeah, it's good. So I'll see. Yeah, Clem was written very well in season 1. It's always so nice to go back to season 1 and see little baby Clem. She's such a baby in season 1. It's kind of amazing to see that evolution of her. Especially if you skip like 2 and 3 and you just go straight to season 4. It's like, oh my god. She's hardened now. She ain't fucking around anymore. She doesn't really have optimism or hope anymore. Which is why I'm so glad she got her happy ending. She can be silly again. She can start putting bugs on people's pillows again. Yeah, you forgot about Minnie in episode 4. Yeah, I can't believe, man, she just wouldn't die, would she? Even, like, Clem shoots her, like, twice and she still doesn't die. Oh, I can't believe she gets that cut in on Clem, though. They get hits in on each other. Even Stevens. Minnie almost gets Clem killed. Clem's too strong for that. Yeah. Yeah, Clem was very lucky that she got bit on her leg, because that probably gave her the extra time she needed to survive that bite. You know, less time to travel to the brain. Sorry, I'm behind in the chat here. I'm just scrolling through and answering things. Clem coming after Carlos was the highlight of season 2. I didn't like him. Yeah, I didn't like most of the characters in season 2. Some of them I like warmed up to a little bit after they stopped being annoying and rude to this child for no reason. But yeah, the season 2 cast is really frustrating. The season 3 cast isn't much better, but at least they're not constantly relying on a child, so they're less annoying. But rip Mari. Mari was the best. I wish she stayed around longer. I liked Mari a lot. She was cool. Yeah. For Michonne, I thought even though, like I said, I didn't think that the story was super strong, I liked her character and like her struggles that she was dealing with. But my favorite part about the Michonne DLC was the camera direction. I loved those fight sequences. Like, she fights really slick. She's fast. And the camera is, like, always following her sword or machete or whatever it is. And visually it was very nice. How do I feel about James? I love James. I like him a lot. Like I said, he's a bit of a weirdo. He's a bit of a freak. Mr. Walkers are people, and I collect them in a shed. Like, where do you sleep, James? You sleep by those logs? You don't even have, like, protective cover over your head? You let the walkers have the shed? But I like him. I like him. You know, he means well. He's trying to do the right thing in his own silly way. And, I do like, even though it's funny, I think he's like so dramatic about it. You did this with his hand. It makes me laugh. It's so dramatic. Like, put your hand down, James. I didn't do this. AJ literally did it. But I like him. I like talking him down. Which is why I want him to come back to the school. Like, I was hoping that talking him down was going to have more of an impact. I was hoping he would show up, but he didn't. But I'm hoping he comes by eventually. I think, because I did draw him coming back to the school. And Kent likes a lot of my stuff. And I think he commented on it that that's what he likes to think happens too. That he comes back. I get a lot of comments. But I think he did. I think he said he liked the idea of James coming back. So, yeah. We can all accept that into our personal headcanons. He shows up when he's ready. If Marlon did stand up against Lily, yeah, I definitely think they all would have been taken. I don't know if they all would have died, but I think they would have been taken without a fight. And that's sad to think about. How does someone know 8-year-old Clement hurt her? Right? Like, you know, even though Clem is, you know, she's like a veteran now. And we killed her. Do it, AJ! I love that. But yeah, I know. Like, you gave her those hair ties. How do you feel about the ending? Didn't kill her off? Yeah, and I like that she was disabled because it shows just because she loses a limb doesn't mean she's not the badass that she is. Exactly. Exactly. I love the ending of season 4. I think it's perfect. Because like I said, you get the the highs and lows of, oh my god, is she gonna die? Oh my god, she's okay. And then the symbolism of her leg gone. She's done running. She just gets to fucking chill on her porch with her dog now. But she could still kill you if she wants to. I love her. I love what they did with her character. Like, seriously, she's up there. She's probably like my favorite, all-time favorite character. So don't fuck it up, Skybound! She means too much to me. They need more people at school. Yes. That's definitely why they didn't kill off many characters, even though, like I mentioned playing the final episode, I cannot believe whoever that raider was missed Willie just standing there. That should have been an easy, clean shot. I really thought he was about to get sniped, but then he's like, whoa, and he runs away, and I was like, oh my god, thank god. He's okay. He's okay. So, you know, they've got, like, just enough kids left at the school that it still feels like a community. Even though I still wish 10 was around. I'm very sad about 10. The bridge scene, that's rough. That's rough every time. I'm so sorry, Tennessee. But that's why I have my own ending where 10 lives. 10. And I do feel bad that Minnie was too far gone. Like, I wish she, you know, could have come back. She could have come back. She had multiple chances to come back. But she was too far gone, unfortunately. They committed to her just being a villain. Which is sad. Like, you know, she's a... What do you call it? What's the term for, like, you know, villains you feel bad for? Sympathetic. You know. Season 4 is just so amazing. I really love it. Even though it's kind of rushed at the end, I think it's really good. Yeah, I did mention that I would like to see James in the comic, but I don't know if they'll do that because I don't know what they're going to canonize, what they're going to choose to canonize. I have so many questions, so many fears, and I just have to wait until July. I'm so afraid. If it's good, I'll buy it, but I'm gonna wait to hear the consensus. Someone's gonna post it somewhere, you know. There's also the free comics website. But, yeah, if it's good, I'll buy it. And, I don't know. I was gonna say that it would be nice to, like, open it back up to get some more Clem content, but I don't know if I really want that, actually. In theory, I do, but leave her alone. Leave her alone. Again, the only thing I would like to see is, like, if other survivors come upon the school and, you know, run into them for, like, a short period, and then they leave. But that's it. Is it free for Free Comic Book Day? I don't know. The comic book store that I have in my town is so tiny. It is the tiniest little comic book store you can imagine. It's like basically the size of like one of those like portable sheds that you can get. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, where like you can like put them up on wheels and they're like 5 foot by 7 foot. Like it is so small in there. It's like basically a closet. I used to go in there all the time when I was little to buy wacky packs. But that's the only comic store I have in town, so I don't know if they'll even have it. I might have to request it. It's so small. But yeah, I would like to have, like, again, if it's good, I will get it physically, because I would like to relive it. But it better be good. Skybound. Not I'm not wasting any of my time and energy if you're just gonna hurt my faves, okay? Leave them alone. Just let Clem have like a nice morning walk, okay? That's all I want. That's all I want. Okay, I think I've gone on enough. So yeah, I'll look into Little Nightmares. Possibly Life is Strange, because I have Life is Strange, but it's on the PS3, so I can't stream that. So if I want to stream that, I would have to get it on my computer. So we'll see. I don't even know how much it costs these days. But I definitely have things to say about Life is Strange. But yeah, I should look into Little Nightmares. And maybe I'll do Wolf. I should probably do Wolf. I haven't played it yet, since I bought it like a month ago. But it is a good series. It's a fun one. I liked it. Like, usually I don't like those, these aren't the characters you grew up with as kids. They're edgy now kind of stories. But I like how Wolf handles it. But, yeah. I'm sad, because I would, in theory, like to do The Last of Us, but Part 2 makes me too angry. It makes me too angry. And I'm just gonna rant about it the whole time, if I can even finish it. I couldn't even finish it. I tried to play it. The Last of Us, Part 1, I hate even calling it that, and the Left Behind DLC, so good. Amazing character pieces. Like, the first one is, it's a pretty average story, which is why people are like, oh, why do people even think this is good? It's just like a basic zombie apocalypse girl with the cure story. Which, you're right, yeah. But it comes down to the characters. The characters sell it, and it's a perfect character piece. The Left Behind DLC, amazing. I loved that too, and I loved Riley. But, I think they really dropped the ball with Part 2. Which, again, I hate fucking calling it that, but that's its name. You know, they strayed from a tight cast of characters to, like, a big ensemble. I felt it was really messy. I think it could have been handled better, but the way that it was written and edited, specifically edited, I think was detrimental to my enjoyment of it. I think Part 2 would have been better. I think I would have actually really enjoyed it if Ellie and Joel weren't even in it. You didn't need them. You didn't. Just focus on Abby and Lev and the whole Scars versus Wolves thing. It's fine. I think that would have been much more interesting to just focus on that, because then you can still do the Ellie Joel parallel like they did anyway, which just made me mad when they did it because it felt so fucking cheap. But it would have been easier to accept if Ellie and Joel weren't even in it, because it's like, okay, I see what you're doing. You're alluding to this relationship that we were so attached to in the first game. Yeah, I think Ellie and Joel being in it is detrimental. They didn't need to do it. They should have just did a new cast. Yeah. I don't really have a streaming schedule. I should probably have one. I've mostly been streaming on Wednesdays and Saturdays, but that might change. I need to do more art streams. I haven't been doing art streams lately, mostly because I've been, like, scrambling to finish a bunch of different things at once, and it, like, I have to keep taking, like, breaks. I've been burning myself out a little bit, but I'm hoping to do some more art streams soon. But yeah, if you haven't played the first Last of Us, I definitely recommend it. They're fucking remaking it, which makes no sense and is unnecessary and a waste of time and money and resources. I'm gonna get heated. Yeah. The Last of Us Part 2 story feels really weak, and just like, I don't want to say objectively, but, you know, go back to, like, middle school English class. The story structure is so weak. And so many characters are just, like, hung out to dry. You know, like, as soon as you hit the theater with Dina, Dina suddenly becomes irrelevant. And I liked Dina a lot. I also liked Jesse. I liked the first half of the game. It wasn't the best, but I didn't hate it. I actually had hopes for part 2, even after the leaks came out and everyone was mad. I was like, I still think they can do it. Part 1 and Left Behind was so good that I have hope. And then I spent $80 on a pre-order, and I regretted it. And I didn't return it because I want to like it. I want to like it. Like I said, I don't want to dislike things. But I have so many problems with it. And I feel like they're legitimate problems. Like, so many people's criticisms are so fucking shallow and dumb. But there are some real criticisms for The Last of Us Part 2. Nakey Jakey did a really good video on YouTube about The Last of Us Part 2, and he addressed a lot of my problems with it. Not all of them, but a lot. And it's a pretty funny video, so I recommend checking that out if you're curious. But yeah, they are remaking The Last of Us Part 1 for no fucking reason. Actually, there is a reason, and it's because they're making the HBO show, so they want to have it on new platforms. That's the reason. I hate it. Yeah, like, my problem... I have so many problems with Part 2, but they didn't commit to Ellie's downfall as a villain. Like, they were doing it, and even, like, you know, Abby gets her revenge and it makes her a better person, but Ellie tries to get her revenge and it makes her a, like, evil monster. It made no sense to me, especially because in the, some of the interviews Neil Druckmann did afterwards, he, like, compared Ellie's PTSD and trauma to, like, a drug, and the revenge was the drug that she needed because she had PTSD. I was like, get fucked, Neil Druckmann. That's disgusting. I hated that. But I wish, if they were gonna make Ellie become a villain, fucking commit. They did not commit to making her a villain. They almost did. But they didn't. Because they were weak. And now we might get a fucking part 3, which, duh, I knew we would. But they're like, I don't know when we're gonna work on it. Yeah, whatever. I know we're getting it. Just like I knew we were gonna get a sequel to the first game because of the way it ended. I knew we were gonna get a part 3. I have mentioned a lot, back to Walking Dead game, Season 4, that I prefer Vi with Clem over Lewis. Lewis is great. He's a great friend. You know, you don't have to romance him for him to still be the goofy guy that, you know, lifts everyone's spirits. Because that's who he is, for the most part. You know, sometimes they get annoyed with him. But I think her and Violet relate a whole lot to each other. Narratively, Violet is set up really well with the Ten and Minerva plotlines. Makes Ten's death on the bridge way more impactful than if it was Lewis. And they're also a power couple. But yes, you should check out Nakey Jakey's video. So I've watched that. I've watched his video. I don't even know how many times. It's funny. It makes me laugh. I'm always like, save Pig Funny at Menard. It's funny. It's a good video. And like I said, it addresses a lot of my problems. Not all of them, but a lot of them. I was really looking forward to part 2. I'm so disappointed. I played it once, and I always, whenever I finish a game for the first time, I always immediately replay it again because, like I've said, I'm critical. I like to, like, you know, go in and be like, okay, let's look at this from, like, a new perspective now that I've finished it, right? And I couldn't do that with part 2. I don't know if that's the only game I've never been able to replay. If there's another one, it's like one other game. I could not finish playing it. I, like, gritted my teeth up until the Rat King fight. And I just couldn't do it anymore. And it's such a shame! The gameplay in part 2 is good. I loved the gameplay in part 2. It's great. But that plot really makes me feel a whole lot of ways, and none of them are good. And they, you know, like, yes, I feel bad about, like, the game makes me feel bad, but not in the ways they want me to feel bad. It makes me angry. It makes me feel manipulated. The way they handle Abby's dad, trying to, like, make him into a saint. Like, you know, can we have some morally gray characters, please? Please. I'm gonna rewatch. Yes, you should. You should. He's got some good videos. I liked his Red Dead Redemption video too. I love watching those, you know, analysis videos for like everything. I'm really into that stuff. Yeah, I'm really into that stuff. You know, you can't improve without criticism. You know, people like get so mad when you don't like something. It's like, calm down. Maybe I have a reason. I actually have not played the Red Dead games. I haven't played any of them. I know the original one's kind of old, but I haven't played any of them. Partially because I was, you know, a part of that boycott because they were overworking their employees. Also, some of the gameplay seemed frustrating, like the not necessarily monotony, the tediousness. That's the word I'm looking for. Tediousness, the tedium. I'm not into that kind of stuff. You know, I'm playing video games for fun, but I will be playing Horizon. I don't think I'm gonna play that next, but I will be playing it when we hear some news about the sequel, which I'll probably stream that one too. I don't know if I'll stream it on my first playthrough. I'll probably stream it on my second playthrough, because when a new game drops, I don't like eat or sleep. I just play it in one sitting. Maybe I go to sleep if it's been like 14 hours. So I won't do that to my streams. But I'll probably play it on like a second playthrough, because like I said, I immediately jump into a second playthrough. See what I've missed, especially because I always just like kind of rush through it, and then I save a lot of the side content for a second playthrough. For open world games, at least. So that would be fun. It would be fun. I'm very much looking forward to it. Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm done. If you guys want to send any more video game recommendations to me, you can send them to me on my Tumblr, because I don't have like a curious cat for Twitter or anything. And you don't need a Tumblr account to send asks, it'll just be anonymous. So, yeah. So I definitely want to stream more. I have so much fun streaming games. It's a good time. Streaming art is more laid back, but a little tedious. But streaming games is a whole lot of fun. I like doing that with a group. So yeah. Yeah. Send me recommendations. What you'd like to see me play, what we should play together, what we should talk about, because I like talking about stuff. Critical. But in a good way, in a fair way. I was gonna say not everything is perfect, but I love season 4. Well, actually, like I said, I did criticize season 4. I wish we got to see more of the war, the Delta War. We didn't see much of that at all. Don't really know what's going on there. It was fun even if you joined in at the end. Well, I'm glad you had some fun then. I had a lot of fun. I love this series so much. Even though I just played it, I'm like, yeah, I want to play it again. Yeah, and I will be posting these to YouTube. As they expire on Twitch, I'm archiving them on YouTube, because I don't want them to disappear forever. It's a fun time. I wish I could save the chat. But yeah, I want to keep them. So they're going up on YouTube slowly. I think season 2 episodes 4 and 5 is still up on Twitch. If it is, it's expiring soon, so I'll post the rest of those episodes when that expires, but it'll all be up in time. I want to post my art streams too, but I'm not sure if I want to speed them all up or not, because I do talk during some of them. So I don't know about that one yet. Yeah, exactly. Watch the ones you missed. Because it's such a good time. We had fun, didn't we? Oh, this made me think of Telltale's Borderlands, which is also a good series. The Telltale's Borderlands series is very good. I think that's very strong, very well written. Yeah, DLC about Delta might be interesting, but I'm trying to think. You know, character-wise, would have to be probably some new characters, unless it's a prequel. Oh man, what if it's like Sophie and Minnie when they were taken, so like a year prior, you know? That'd be interesting. Like, you know, the even though we know what happens to them, Last of Us Left Behind did that, where you already know what's gonna happen to Riley, but it's still good because it's a strong character piece. And it, you know, they reveal the relationship, and it's like, oh my god, and it makes, even though they alluded to it in the base game, but, you know, it makes that ending hit so much harder. Last of Us Part 1 and Left Behind were so good! What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? But I'm glad you liked my commentary. Again, I'm glad everyone's having fun, because I'm having fun. I was a little nervous at first, but I warmed up pretty quickly. It's a whole lot of fun doing this. I do like playing games for people. It's fun. Yeah, exactly. Twin versus twin, you know? Like, you know, what if they made you play as Minnie and you had to kill Sophie? Man. Just thinking about that. I love that fucking story. And they reveal it. Even though, like, you already know when she's, like, Parable of the Twins. It's like, okay, I know what we're talking about here. But, thank you. Man, that's so sad that Sophie and Minnie tried to escape. Well, Sophie tried to escape and dragged Minnie with her. That's so sad. Season 4 is so good. It's so good. I love it so much. I could literally just go sit in my living room and fire it up again. I'm not even kidding. That's how I can play through these again, you know? They're good. They're good. They're fun. They're always fun. Except for season 2 and 3. Those are weak. But episode 4 is always a good time. Not episode, season 4. No matter how many times I play it, it's always a good time. I've played it so many times. It's good. Minnie got good food and betrayed everything. Yeah, it's sad that she gave up. It's sad. And she killed her twin. That's fucked. But I love it. I love that it's fucked. Okay. I've said this like a million times. I should end it now. But like I said, definitely send more recommendations if you have any, and I will write down the games that you guys are also recommending currently. Little Nightmares, Wolf, Life is Strange. What was the other one? Yeah, I'm so glad you got to watch, Dana. Cause it's so good. I've been trying to like poke and prod you, like, you should check this out, you should check this out, you should check this out. It's only $20 on Steam, just saying. Yeah, we finished. We finished a while ago. I've been talking for way too long. I've got can't shut the fuck up disease. But wasn't it good? I promised you good food. Wasn't it good? It was a fucking feast. I love season 4. I wish more people played it. It's really sad to me that when I was looking up how long each season took to complete, I could like see how many people played each season, averagely, like the people who were like checking in on it. And the numbers really started dropping off. And season 4 had the least amount of players based on the website. Which is extremely sad to me because it's the best season, but I understand why so many people checked out after 2 and 3 because they're pretty weak. But season 4 is so good, so I'm always like, I'm really trying to get people like, please, if you liked the first season, please play season 4. And it's good every time. I've literally, like I said, I've played this too many times. What ending did I get? I got the, I'm not even really sure exactly what you're asking. I got the 10 dies ending. And Violet's fine. Yeah, you can get them on mobile. They are on mobile. My friend has them on mobile, and I'm like, you can get them on your phone? What? How? I guess they're that, graphically light, I guess you could say. Yeah, it's sad. But again, seasons 2 and 3 were weak. Maybe if those seasons were stronger, it would have been, it would have made more money. Yeah, like, I feel bad for 10, but I don't want to say I don't feel bad, but I feel less bad since they really write him up for that death scene. I feel bad for AJ. That was his best friend. He had to kill his best friend to save Clem's best friend. Like, that's sad. That's so sad. But, yeah, his whole, like, oh, maybe the walker age will end someday, and here's me drawing, like, my perfect heaven, and my whole family is there waiting for me on the other side, so I'm not afraid of death. 10. And then, Minerva's, like, coming at him with a gun and an axe, and Clem's like, she's gonna fucking kill you. And he's like, yeah, I know, but what? You wanna die? He did a little bit, which is so sad. So, I feel less bad about that ending. But, I can't, no way. I can't let anything happen to Violet. Violet with one eye. Also, she still can't see out of that eye. Like, she loses one, and then she's blind in the other, mostly blind. She can, like, see vague shapes and colors. I can't let that happen to her. Like, at least Lewis can still make noise, even though they kept him pretty quiet. He can still make sound, and depending on how much of his tongue is left, he can still, like, enunciate some stuff. But, yeah, she's blind in the other one. It's all fogged out. She's blind. She's out. She can't see shit anymore. And that sucks because now she has to rely on other people to keep her safe. She can't fight anymore. She can't protect herself anymore. And like her whole deal is you know, she's very independent. She doesn't like relying on people because she pretends not to care about people. But you can change that. Yeah, like I said at the beginning of this long-winded talk here, that if I had to choose, easily lose my tongue. No fucking question, no chance, no choice. Between going blind and mute, I'd go mute. I need to be able to see, thank you. Especially in the zombie apocalypse. I need to be able to see. And, you know, with his tongue gone, he can, if he's out there, like, he can still fight, you know? But if something happens, he can still scream, you know? He can still make sound. He's not completely mute. He was able to say no, too, even though it was kind of, like, gargled and strangled. He was still able to enunciate no, as well, in that scene where you come up on him in episode 3. He says no a few times when Clem's, like, trying to examine him. But I do like... Yeah, and yeah, there's still, like, sign language and stuff. Which I would not be surprised if there were books in the school about that. I love the idea that there's just, like, a book for anything that they could possibly need in the school. Yeah. He wasn't very good at singing, though. Like, he sang, but the piano was more his thing, which he can still play, so that's fine. That's nice. And yeah, and Violet can sing for him. But, I do like that line that Violet has, if she did get her eyes fucked up, about, like, how her and Clem almost make a full pirate. I love that. I think that's adorable. That's cute. I did draw that. Like, I doodled it out. Because it's cute. But I can't ever let anything happen to her. Yeah, the only thing is he can't really, like, make jokes. Which, again, he could. Like, I kind of feel like I'm reaching a little bit. But, you know, he can make sound. He can enunciate a little bit. And, again, I remember looking it up because I was like, I feel so bad for Lewis. But, like, your tongue can grow back a little bit, which is disgusting. But apparently it can a little bit. Not a whole lot, but it can grow back a little bit. So he can still make some sound and enunciate some words. But it's probably not easy. And he's still eating. So he's got some usage there. But, you know, sign language. Like I said, let's just pretend there's a book for everything they could possibly need in the school library. Right next to the foot book. And everyone learns sign language, which would be pretty cool. Like, you know, it's a good way to communicate quietly if you need to. Yeah, she can see out of it, but barely. She says that she can see, like, shapes and colors, but she can't really make a whole lot out of it. It's very clouded. She's not seeing much out of that. So I feel so bad for her. That sucks. You know, I think it was Kent who said that they wanted to make sure that the injuries Lewis and Violet got were, like, detrimental, I guess, to their characters. So, like, Lewis losing his voice, he can't, you know, joke around anymore, and Violet losing her eyes, she can't protect herself anymore. Ugh, it sucks. Again, season 4 is really good. I like choices like that, where one choice doesn't really feel right. There's no, like, good or bad choice. They're just choices, and that's how choice games should be handled. So they nailed it. They nailed it. You know, there should never be, like, this is the good ending, this is the bad ending. I want, you know, I want more choices that make me want to go back and play other ways, you know? Okay. I really need to stop fucking talking about this. This has gone on for way too fucking long. How long have I been sitting here talking and sweating? It's so hot in here. Yeah. You know, Telltale had a lot of, your choices don't really matter. Just like flavor text. But They really went back. They pulled it back for season 4. They got back on their shit for season 4. Like season 1 had a lot of those like balanced choices where nothing really feels like the good or bad choice. Some of them kind of do, but I guess it depends on how you want to play. So, you know, that's how it should be handled. That's how it needs to be handled. Yeah. Yeah, season 4. Round of applause again. I'm still just so happy that we got to see the end of it. Clementine's story sealed up with a little bow. She's happy in her home with her baby boy and her girlfriend and all of her kids. When did I first end season 4? Like, when did I first play it? I played it when it came out. I originally was one of those people that just watched this game because a lot of people watch games like this. But it's like, I can just literally go and watch every choice. But, when the second episode came out and they were like, yeah, no more episodes after this, sorry. I was like, what? What? But, when it came back, when it was re-announced and it went back up on the store, like, that was the thing. It was off stores. You couldn't even get it anymore. And I was like, I was freaking out. Because Telltale was gone. And so was their IP library. So when it came back, I like immediately snatched it up. I was like, there's no way I'm not finishing this up for myself. And it was a lot of fun to play episodes 3 and 4 when they dropped at midnight. It's a lot of fun. I love doing that. I don't do it often because I don't get a lot of games digitally. I like to have them on disc. But it was a lot of fun to play it when it dropped. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Like, there was that little bit of hope. They were like, yeah, sorry, nope, never mind, actually. So that's why when, at the end of this last episode where you open those doors as AJ and you see the Still Not Bitten team with everyone's names on the wall, I lose my mind. I start crying. I'm like, thank you for everything that you guys did. Thank you so much. We owe you literally everything. Yeah, I miss the hype a lot too. Yeah, they were like, if we're gonna finish anything, we're gonna finish Minecraft and Netflix. And I was like, really? That's what you're gonna finish, Telltale? Really? Not the series that you've had going since 2012 that was like one of your biggest hits when it came out in 2012? Man. Yeah, I miss the hype a lot. So I'm glad we're getting a little bit of a hype back for the comic. I'm enjoying this, but I'm afraid. I'm scared. Yeah. It was crazy. I was so sad. I was like legitimately depressed because we were so close and I loved this season so much. I loved the cast. So when it went under, I was just like devastated because we were so close to the end. Just to get it taken away from us like that. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I'm like one of the only people still drawing fan art for this game. But that's okay. If I have to do it single-handedly, I will. I enjoy it. It's fun. You guys would not believe the amount of sketches. Oh my god. The amount of fucking sketches I have. And shit I still want to draw. And animate, too. I've even got stuff I want to animate, but I haven't gotten to that yet because I just keep drawing stuff. Yeah, the Lee and Clem statue. Yeah. It is very dead now. It is sad, but, you know, whatever. I don't like to engage in, like, fandom, quote-unquote. I like to just kind of observe it from a distance. And I just, like, pop my head in occasionally and, like, throw something to the pile, and then I leave again. Because fandom is scary. People in fandom, they scare me. People get a little, freaks me out a little bit sometimes. It's like, calm down, please, calm down. But yeah, I'm just like in my own little room with the door closed, drawing whatever I want. I wonder what you're drawing. Yeah, I like it a lot. And like I'm trying to be a quote-unquote serious artist over here. So, but even drawing fan art, I'm still like learning and improving, so I can let myself get away with it. I draw a lot of it when I'm not doing like studies and stuff. I feel bad because I'm like, I should probably like draw more OCs and stuff, but I don't want to. I have a lot of them, but I never draw them. They exist in my mind and on some random scraps of paper. But yeah. Oh wait, so there's another one? Did that statue never come out in the first place? Because like yeah, I knew that it came with the definitive edition, but it's only coming out now? It didn't come out yet? Interesting. Well, if it is, get in on that fast, because I'm just no idea if that's gonna be a one-time thing or not. Oh, they're remaking it. Okay. Depending on how much it is, maybe I'll get it. I've been meaning to like make my own little guys out of clay and stuff. I have a bunch of clay that I haven't used in a long time. I like crafting things, and I need screen breaks, so I've been meaning to get into that again. I like having little guys. Wow, it never shipped? That sucks. Wasn't there also like a little disco broccoli plush? I thought that was cute. They're still working on it, damn. But so yeah, season 4 is over, but we have the comic to look forward to as long as it's good. As long as it's good. If it's bad, I'm gonna pretend it doesn't exist and replay season 4 to cleanse my brain if it's bad. But I don't think it will be. I think they know what's on the line. And it's so short. Like, the fact that it's so short, it's just one issue, it doesn't give them a lot of room to do much of anything. So, I'm hoping it's just like a nice little slice of life. Clem goes for a morning walk, reminisces on some stuff, and then comes back and has breakfast. That's all I want. Maybe we'll see the caravan people. Maybe we'll see James. I want to see the kids again. I want to see everyone again. I hope they draw them well. Those first 2 pages, like, I know comics are done quickly, so it's not like each page is a masterful illustration that they spent like, a week on. But I do them justice, please. Please do them justice. I want to see Violet again. I want to see AJ. I want to see Lewis. I want to see everyone because I loved everyone. Oh, I just thought, what if Clem's like gonna go pick some flowers to put on the graves? Again, I got no idea what to expect. I just want it to be nice. Just let it be a nice little slice of life. That's all I want, Skybound, please. That's all I'm asking for. Don't hurt anyone. They released whips of the statues? I should look that up. Again, I thought everyone got those already. I can't believe people didn't get those. Crazy. Okay, I really need to end this now. I've said that like 5 times now. Okay, so I'm glad everyone could come. I'm glad we all had fun. Thank you, Juneshai, Zazalek. Sorry, my eyes. G-Real67, Waitress. For the follows, thank you everyone who has followed and who's hanging around and having fun, because I'm having fun, and I'm glad you guys are having fun. We're here to have fun. Yeah, I hope no one is dead. I hope no one is dead. That's all I want. Don't hurt anyone. Don't hurt anyone. Do not fucking hurt anyone, and make sure Clem comes back to that school safe and sound. Just like the song. Like, come on, season 4 ended so perfectly. Like, there's no way they can do anything to her, you know? So yeah. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. What music? The season 4 music? Yeah, Safe and Sound makes me cry. Because, you know, it's just like, yeah, they are all safe and sound now. So that one hits me. The Take Us Back hits me because they're trying to play off the feeling of season 1 after Lee died, and they're like, Clem's dead. But she's not. I really like the Poor Pilgrim of Sorrow because I like how it kind of alludes to, you know, the fight and fighting for this new home. Erickson is her heaven now. I love that a lot. I really just stream games and drawing. Drawing whenever I feel like it. I don't really have a schedule for that. And I want to stream more games. This was the first game I've streamed. Actually, that's not true. I did stream Oxenfree. That was fun. Oxenfree was a decent time. I didn't have any complaints about that. It was a fine time. Which is also up on my YouTube since it got deleted. Twitch, it expired. But yeah, I'm up for really streaming anything. I like a lot of stuff. If it's good, I like it. Yeah, I'm open to a lot of stuff. I'll definitely be streaming Horizon Zero Dawn, because that's one of my favorite games. I love that game a whole lot. That game is a really good example of how to reveal information. The way that they reveal the plot points in Horizon Zero Dawn is really good. The mystery of it all. I'm very excited for the sequel. And the Frozen Wilds DLC is really good. It just like improved upon everything that the base game did. So I'll do that, definitely. But not next. What I'm doing next is still up in the air, so send your requests on Tumblr, because I don't have a curious cat on Twitter. And I've got the little list here of recommendations. I'll probably, you know what, maybe I'll do Wolf next, because I've got that one already, Wolf Among Us, and, you know, keep the Telltale Times going. Wolf is good. Yeah, okay. Yeah, alright. But again, send recommendations. And now I really have to end this, because this has gone on for way, 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 way too long. Like I said, I've got can't shut the fuck up disease, and it's terminal. So, alright. Thank you for coming, everyone. I'm so glad we got to finish this, even though I'm so sad it's over. I wish it wasn't over. I want to play it again. I love it so much. It's so good. But I can't. Don't have to do that. We've got this. Was it buggy on the 360? I've only got the PS4 version. Oh, Tina's still here. Streaming again. Nothing's stopping you. Honestly. Like, I'm mad that it's only at 720p because I'm streaming from the PlayStation 4. And I was literally sitting here like, what if I just replayed it on the computer and tried to, like, edit it so I can match up the video to my audio? But that's crazy. That's insane, so I'm not going to do that. Okay. So, yeah. You know, if you missed out on any of these, you know, check them out if you want. I'm putting them up on YouTube so they have a home forever. Damn, that sucks. I should look to see if it's got any problems on the PS4 version. Because I didn't look. I saw it for $4 and I was like, gimme. Okay. So yeah, thanks for coming, everyone. I'll post about whenever I plan on streaming next, because it probably won't be Wednesday, but maybe I'll do some art streams. I gotta do some art streams. So yeah. I'm glad you had fun. That's what we're here for. We're here for fun. All right. I'm really ending it now. Thanks for coming, everyone. I'm glad everyone had fun. Big emotional time. Good night. See you around. Bye.